All right, beautiful people. As you get in here, we have a potential bombshell scandal brewing right now, and it was only on day 2. You know that whole guy, VP Walz, candidate underneath Kamala Harris, be the number 2? Yeah. We got a pretty awkward scandal that's kind of brewing and getting more and more steam, and you are never going to believe some of the things that are about to pop off. As you guys are getting in here, make sure you give me that 5x5. You can hear me, you can see me, and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, and of course, if you guys are watching this playback a little bit later, make sure you do the same thing and share to a friend, because caring is sharing. And this one gets my goat, people. Once we get enough people in here, I'll start to rail a little bit, and then I'll show you what's being reported, because this could be a thing right here. All right, so we've got 5x5 coming in from a bunch of different places. I love to see it. Thank you guys so much for being in here. I wanted to bring this live because you guys really seem to enjoy these lives, and it's a really fun thing for me to do as well, kind of spend a little bit more time with you guys. So let me hear from you in the comments if you are enjoying these lives that I'm doing in the evening time. I think you guys are, but I sure as heck am, so I sure hope you are. But let's see here, 5x5, I can see and hear you, good stuff. Excellent. All right, we're coming up on that special number, but we're about to start rolling, and then we are going to have some fun. Good stuff. We got Ohio. Man, we got everything popping in here. Chicago, Michigan, Ohio, California. There's all sorts of stuff here. All right, cool. We have enough people. Make sure you guys get in here and you are sending and sharing this out, because this is how you make things happen. Let me jump right over to a couple videos I want to show you guys. So this is really catching the steam today. Started popping off a little bit today, and it's getting more and more steam. Now, if you're living under a rock, Kamala Harris propaganda has probably told you that she picked her VP, Tim Walz, governor of Minnesota. Well, there's a few little problems, particularly around stolen valor. Now, if you're not from the military, if you don't know a lot of the backstory here, stolen valor is essentially when you say you were in the military to get valor when you were not. There's different degrees of it, but effectively, you're lying about military service to make yourself seem greater for some benefit. It's trash panda activity. That's effectively what it is. Now, here's the reason I'm going down this road on a live. One of my soft spots in life is military. If you give up something of yourself for something greater for others who you have not met, like me, for example, I owe you a debt of gratitude. I hold you in high reverence because you're part of the military. And that goes for the entire military. If you are in the military, we gonna fight for you just like you fought for us. Same kind of vibe. If you ever want to get me all emotional, just play those troops coming home, families hugging thing. I cry every time. It's ridiculous. But on the inverse of that, when you mess with my veterans, that's when I get a little spicy. So we're gonna pop into this real quick. This is this could be a thing. Let me get the audio going. Make sure we are good. And here we go. I'm going to stop at intermittent points, and I can't wait to show you what Representative Hunt from Texas lights into these guys on. Let's get it.
Day 2 of Tim Walz on the campaign trail as the VP nominee, and this guy has already become the laughingstock, but he has particularly angered veterans, like me, with previous claims surfacing that he actually went to war. We told you last night that he resigned early from his enlistment because his unit was to be deployed to Iraq. But that didn't stop him a few years ago when he was campaigning, saying, oh, I'd gone to war.
I've been voting for common sense legislation that protects the Second Amendment, but we can do background checks. We can do CDC research. We can make sure we don't have reciprocal carry among states, and we can make sure that those weapons of war that I carried in war is the only place where those weapons are at.
All right, so I'm going to let him roll in a second, but I just want to put a little point in here for the 2A life. If you are utilizing your military reference as a bona fide to push gun control and take rights from citizens, so that's going to be a bit of a problem for me. Make sure you guys are sending this content out, because this is how we stop the onslaught of our gun rights. But again, just to catch you up, if you're coming in later, stolen valor, I used weapons of war in wartime. No, you didn't. And then he's trying to use that point to take gun rights. Okay. All right, so let's keep going. That's just where we've been so far.
Weapons of war that you carried in war. Okay, Tim, what weapon and in what war did you carry it in? J.D. Vance had the same question today.
Well, I wonder, Tim Walz, when were you ever in war? When was this, what was this weapon that you carried into war, given that you abandoned your unit right before they went to Iraq, and he has not spent a day in a combat zone? What bothers me about Tim Walz is the stolen valor garbage. Do not pretend to be something that you're not.
Now, everybody is asking him this question, including, finally,
Watch
the
this.
press pool is.
Governor, Vance accused you of stolen valor. Your response. Governor, Vance accused you of stolen valor. Your response.
Guy didn't even try to answer the question.
All right, so now I'm gonna be fair. There is a small chance that he just didn't hear him over the jet engine, even though you could hear them talking, but they couldn't hear it. It's a weird sound barrier politician thing, I'm sure. But again, if you're gonna claim you're from somewhere, you might want to not have it be verifiable that you're not or you weren't. And then to use that credibility that you have lied about to take gun rights from other people, that's a special kind of stupid. Now, the thing that I love about this, J.D. Vance is jumping right on it because he started poking at J.D. Vance, and J.D. Vance just fires right back with the stolen valor accusations. And now that brings up quite an interesting question. Again, wait till Representative Hunt comes in a second, because they're jumping all over this, and they should. Just like you should share this video to make freedom spread from here to there. All right, let's continue, because this is a really good cut up, a bunch of pieces. So hat tip to Newsmax on this one. But let's continue. I got a couple things to show you.
This needs to be asked every single day, folks. This is super important. Look, this is the cardinal sin among veterans, to claim military service that you did not do. It's so verifiable that I'm like beside myself that someone would say they went to war when they didn't, especially when guys like him got out of the military because they were being called to war. The center of all this, all of his political campaigns have been, oh, look at me, I'm a veteran.
All right, that's enough of that. It was about to get spicy, and I don't need spicy. I don't need that heat, that kind of heat from YouTube right now. But that's what's being reported. That's the montage of everything. So now, assuming that is all accurate, and he did actually commit stolen valor, which would be a very serious scandal to be dealing with on the second day of your campaign. Excuse me. Let me jump over to Wesley Hunt from Texas. This is representative. He is always a good time. I love this guy. Now, if you're not familiar with the guy on the left, that's from The Benny Show. He's a conservative commentator. It's actually really funny stuff. But let me get back into Wesley Hunt here. I'm going to show you these two clips because he eviscerates Walz. This is beautiful. And gun controllers, too, to be honest. Oh, come on. Why you got to be like that? Hold on, I'm being buffered. Reload for you guys.
And he's having to stealth that in all of his articles, saying that he actually spent the war in Italy. So what does this say to you?
If he's claiming that a civilian-made AR-15 is a weapon of war, it just basically proves that he's never been to war. Because nobody that goes to war is going to pick up a civilian-made AR-15 and walk into war with it. And by the way, as an Apache driver, that's a weapon of war. It has Hellfire missiles on it, rockets, and a 30-millimeter chain gun. That's a weapon of war to me. And I'm really sick of liberals using the word weapon of war. This crap started with Beta O'Rourke. They have no idea what a weapon of war is. These people can't tell me the difference between 5.56 and 7.62. And so if you're going to sit here and talk all that trash about, oh, we're going to take your guns away and take away your AR-15, and when I went to war and you didn't go to war, it just proves how ridiculous this argument is. And again, a civilian-made AR-15, I hate to break it to all you libs, that is not a weapon of war.
Okay, I gotta stop it. I love that guy. If I had someone that I could talk to in Congress, it would be Representative Hunt. I love this guy. So not only does he go down the road of it not being a weapon of war, which is the talking point, which he even points back to Beta O'Rourke, that's right, we're going to take your AR-15s, your AK-47s, and then he consecutively lost 3 times in a row, and now he's irrelevant. Other than that, then he goes down the road of a little bit of caliber flexing, which I really enjoy, because they can't tell you the difference between 223 or 5.56 or 7.62. It really is comical. They don't know the nomenclature, they don't know the words, they don't know the effects of the firearms they're referencing, and they don't even call it the right thing, and then they make an entire marketing campaign to take your rights, all while being wrong. It genuinely is a remarkable thing. But let me let Representative Hunt finish, because he's got a few more weapons of war of his own right here, and then we're going to break it down a little bit further.
I can show you a weapon of war. A saw is a weapon of war. My Apache is a weapon of war. An Abrams tank is a weapon of war. I can show you some weapons of war. An F-22 Raptor. Let's have a serious conversation about a weapon of war. And it's not a civilian-made AR-15 that you carried in war that you never even went to.
Whew. Whew. Man, that's about as hot as the barrel of your saw, sir, off the Apache. Holy smokes.
I like both these guys. I like both these guys a whole lot, but I particularly like Representative Hunt. So here's the thing. If you see Republicans logging on this, it's that easy. It's that low-hanging. It is that simple. It is that verifiable. You're telling me you never were in a war zone, but you're using the war zone apparatus and the claim of being in a war zone and carrying a weapon of war, and that's why you're going to ban them here when they're not here, they're civilian weapons? Yeah, you done goofed. J.D. Vance is hitting on it. The representatives from the Republican Party are hitting on it. You got commentators like myself, like Benny, hitting on it. This is going to be a thing. But now let's actually look and extrapolate out a little bit as we kind of put this all together. You have a mainline candidate, and this is the really important part, and then I'll get to your comments here in a second. The really important part about this is you have a mainline candidate whose sole purpose in the candidacy between Harris and himself is to appeal to the blue-collar, red area of the country of Minnesota, Michigan, and Wisconsin, and a little bit of Pennsylvania. That's his whole deal. His whole deal is Rust Belt appeal. So a good way not to get their appeal and their support is to lie about military service, to commit stolen valor, and then also be an infringing gun controller. It's going to backfire. If this thing keeps on going, as the stolen valor accusation keeps on going, and it looks like they don't have an answer for it, this is going to be a problem. It's going to have ramifications across the board, and it's what's so important, a momentum shift. The momentum shift has been on Kamala Harris and Walz because they've been playing this propaganda game on Twitter. If you've been on social media recently, you've experienced it. They are spending hundreds of millions of dollars to inundate you and think they are the next coming of Barack Obama. Reality is a little bit different. Momentum shift, this is big. Let me jump over here into the comments really quickly. Anything you want me to address or talk about, throw in here real quick. Good evening from Minnesota. Don't blame it on me. I voted from the other guy. That's fair. Walls don't work. 2024. Sorry. Walls for VP. A-Walls. Oh, that's the other thing. The new joke and running joke is A-Walls because it's Tim Walz and he went A-Wall. Yeah, it's funny. It's just funny. I enjoy that thoroughly. They lie so much they can't tell the truth, particularly around the gun rights. And that's the thing that really bothers me. It's a kind of a twofold thing. One, you're trying to infringe upon the rights of a citizenry because you're trying to scare them out of their rights. And the way that you're building your accreditation in that argument is to say that, well, I was in war and I had the weapons of war and we shouldn't have them here when you never were. Yeah, that's not cute. That's not cute, guys. And that's going to be a situation. I promise you something. I don't know what will happen, but it's going to carry through. They're on the new Titanic going down fast. Completely possible. I got another Minnesotan in here said it wasn't my fault. I can't blame all of you. Can't blame all of you. If their lips are moving, they're lying. We have read the enthusiasm. Nicely done. Manana, that was good. What's the headline? Schuler. So I'll do a quick recap real quick, guys. Basically, he's the new VP candidate for Harris is being accused of stolen valor. Effectively, what that will either play out to be is a tremendous scandal or just something that's going to shift the momentum. I kind of have a gut feeling this is going to be a tremendous scandal that they're going to have to answer for, and they might actually have to go to the media for damage control. That's probably where it's going to go next, because if that continues to get out and permeates with no response from the campaign, that's going to be a problem. And then that precious momentum that they just bought with all their propaganda, it's going to go down the drain. That would not be good. Breitbart has a video of him lying about his service. Yep, there's lots of videos that are surfacing. A lot of them are saying, hey, we just walked into your office 5 years ago and when you were accusing you of stolen valor and you don't have an answer for it. This is going to get more. It's not going away. This is an absolute thing. And that's before they went into VP level. This was just when he was the governor of Minnesota as well. So it's an absolute thing. But that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments field. I will see you tomorrow. We have been having so much fun. There's so much. We're drinking through a fire hose, but I'm glad to have you here with me, and I'll see you on the next one, guys.